we got outgained by 120 yards. Wentz had 346 passing yards to our 165, which is just like preposterous. We did have 160 rushing yards. Of course, 80 of that came on Jones' run. We allowed 3 sacks. They allowed 3 sacks. The Giants defense now has 2 or more sacks in each of their first 7 games of the season for the first time since 2011, which I pointed out in one of my videos that I put out there a couple of weeks ago about Marcus Golden. Like, even though Marcus Golden has disappeared, is not getting as many snaps, like our sacks are up. And this dude just like put me in a fucking box and was like, how can you so openly embarrass yourself? Our pressure rate is lower than it was last year. And it's like, okay, dude, I've done a lot more embarrassing things than that. Trust me. Third down efficiency was even at 30%. So it's like, we definitely stepped it up in the second half. I know the first half, it was just like every single drive just kept on getting extended. Second half, we did get a lot more 3 and outs, and then we're getting off the field. Jones was 6 of 9 for 46 yards and with a touchdown and interception on third down. So he had a carry for 10 yards, and he had 2 drops and 2 defensive pass interferences that extended drives. I think we were 5 of 12 on third down. You know, there was one third down, I think early, where might have been the first drive. It was like a 2-person route, which is just, it's crazy that there are these 2-person routes with max protection. He still has to escape the rush and run. But yet that's what happened. And he's running to his right. Maybe it wasn't a 2-person route. Maybe there were 3 in the route. But like Golden Tate is wide open over the middle, and I guess he doesn't see him or doesn't feel comfortable throwing it, and decides to run for it and comes up short. He's going to have times where he doesn't see people, or he's going to have times where he doesn't feel confident. You know, he doesn't want to turn the ball over in his own end of the field. Time of possession, this is what's crazy, is that Philly ended up with 32 minutes winning the time of possession. So we only were, there was like maybe a 5-minute difference, but they, like I said, had the ball for 20 minutes in the fucking first half. And we had 9 penalties to Philly's 7. So the penalties coming back to bite us. Jones 20 of 30 for 187 and two touchdowns and interception. Interception, you know, hot tamales, dude. I don't know that you can really throw it that hard, that fast when it's 5 yards down the field, especially to Evan Ingram. Jones also led the team in rushing, 4 carries, 92 yards. It's the most rushing yards in a game by Giants quarterback since at least 1950. There was a New York Post article about how the Jets and Giants are in a forever, eternal spiral of agony. And I forget who it was. It might have been Paul Schwartz, who's, you know, whatever, but blaming Darnold and Jones for being the primary reasons why the Jets and the Giants stink. And it's like, this is exceptional trolling on your part. Okay. Big J journalist. Like, are you kidding me? Darnold, maybe, but look at dude, look at the Jets, man. Forget about the Giants. Just look at the Jets. Sure, Darnold probably does not look as good or has not made as many plays as Daniel Jones, but like, dude, who has he got to play with? And who's calling the plays? Everyone wants out of the Jets organization, and it's because of the owner, and it's because of Adam Gase. Meanwhile, Giants players want to play for Joe Judge. You can see they put up a fight. They're giving their all, and Jones is keeping them in games and making plays. Sure, he makes some negative plays that probably cost us games, but he's also keeping us in games with some exceptional plays. I mean, the fact that he is now a weapon, like, people have to respect him as a runner. If defenses are not doing that, they're going to get burned. He provides another element that no other Giants quarterback that I can remember in recent memory, other than maybe Jeff Hostetler. Wayne Gallman, 10 carries for 34 yards and the touchdown. Devontae Freeman got hurt. He has an ankle injury. I think he's questionable for the Bucs game on Monday. And then Evan Ingram, 2 carries for 3 yards. We're still trying to, I think you have to give Garrett a little credit. I can't believe I just said that out loud, but you have to give him some credit for just trying anything and everything to get him the ball in his hands. Ingram's just got to do better. Shep had 6 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown and 8 targets. Welcome back, Sterling Shepard. Good to have you. I didn't know how he would bounce back from the foot injury, the turf toe, but he looked great. And he was running plenty of these whips and hard cutting routes that were just like on a dime and perfect. And like, so it's great to have him back. And it's like, hey, Golden Tate, dude, 2 targets, 1 catch, 39 yards, and a touchdown. You need to be in Shep's area. You need to be getting 6 catches for 59 yards and a touchdown. You can't have 1 catch, dude. Yes, it's a touchdown. Thanks. Slayton's, I wasn't expecting much from Slayton just because I knew he was banged up. 4 targets, 2 catches, 23 yards. I think the flag on Slayton is now becoming, he does make big plays and he scored a lot of touchdowns for us. And I think he's going to be a fantastic number 2 wideout for us, 2B to Shepard, because I don't think Shepard's a 1, but his catch percentage is not great. And I don't know if that's on Jones trying to force the ball to him. I don't know if that's Slayton just not being able to run certain routes, but that's kind of a bit concerning. And then Wayne Gallman, 5 targets, 5 catches, 20 yards. Devonta Freeman, 1 target, no catches. I'd like to say this. What happened so there was a moment in the Bears game where Saquon split out. And I think he might have had this happened in the Steelers game where it's like we started to use Saquon in some non-traditional running back and passing game type things. So not your screens or your typical pass plays that you see designed for running backs, like splitting them out. So like, how is that not happening anymore? Like Wayne Gallman, I don't want to see a screen that goes nowhere anymore. Like, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see like a drop, a little drop off, dink and doink, run 5 yards and like stop and then get pummeled by 2 linebackers at the same time. I've mentioned this goddamn route so many times and it's like, it's just disappeared. It just never happens anymore. There was a route. It was the Giants 49ers game where Eli led them back for the game winning touchdown. On that drive, they had Saquon Barkley do an angle route. I think it's called Texas Concept or something, where he went out to the left, angled to the left, like he was going to go to the flat and then cut upfield on a diagonal slant to the wide open area. Eli hit him on stride and he went for like 20, 30, 40 yards. I forget how much. Where has that play gone? Why is that not in the arsenal? If the Philly linebackers are as bad as everyone made them out to be, which they actually played fairly well. I mean, I thought they were going to be garbage and they actually were exceptional. But where's that route? Why are we not running that? Why are we not getting a little more creative with the running backs in the passing game? Other than these fucking screens that don't work. I don't know. Martinez led the team in tackles yet again. 7 solos, 2 assists. Bradbury had the 5 solos and the interception. Devontae Downs is the worst, but what can you do? David Mayo is just not there yet. I don't know the percentage of snaps, but it looked like Devontae Downs, at least in the first half, was getting the majority of the snaps, and he was getting like bitched out and reamed out by Jabril Peppers. Peppers had himself a game. 4 solos, 2 assists, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Marcus Golden had a sack. Spoiler alert, his last sack as a New York Football Giant. I don't know, maybe he'll come back at some point, but as of right now, it's his last sack we'll see. And then Dexter Lawrence also got a sack. But yeah, I think David Mayo is probably not 100%. And if so, he's probably going to be used in more run situations. But Devontae Downs stinks in coverage. So you can see how much we miss Tate Crowder in coverage. They tried to throw Nate Ebner out there in like 3 safety sets where he's like an extra linebacker. And he just stick to special teams, Nate. This is from Vincent Rapasardi via PFF, Pro Football Focus. Leonard Williams, Dalvin Tomlinson, Dexter Lawrence combined for 13 QB pressures versus the Eagles, which is, I would hope they would get that many QB pressures considering like Lane Johnson was in and out. The only real starter they had for most of the game, for all the game, was the Kelsey at center. I mean, the right guard looked like Billy Bob from Varsity Blues. So I would hope they would get 13 QB pressures, and it's kind of sad that we only got 3 sacks and that Jabril Peppers had 1 of those sacks. How are we not just destroying that offensive line and getting like 5, 6, 7 sacks? I don't know. Part of it's Carson Wentz too. Like, as much as I like to shit on him, he does find a way to escape. He's a goddamn magician sometimes. Riley Dixon, 6 punts, 44.2 yard average, 3 inside the 20, which is great. But he had that one kind of brain fart where he just couldn't spot Valentine wide open. Boston Scott, 12 carries, 46 yards. So it's not like he like crushed us so much in the run game, but 5 targets, 3 catches, 46 yards and the touchdown. 5 of Boston Scott's 6 career touchdowns have come against the Giants. God damn it, dude. The way this game started, I thought Deshaun Jackson was going to be the one that killed us. He had that one run on the opening drive for 12 yards. And then he had like that big target down the sideline for a big gain. And then he kind of just disappeared. Instead, Richard Rodgers and Travis Fulgham are the ones that crushed us and killed us. Oh my God, dude. And Greg Ward. Yeah. Nate Gary with a sack. Brandon Graham with a sack. Fletcher Cox, 2 tackles for loss. Derek Barnett with the sack and the forced fumble. Eagles have allowed 20 plus points in each of their first 7 games of the season for the first time since 1959. Defense is not what it used to be, but still tenacious and ferocious and clutch. They're there when it counts. When the Giants had the ball and the opportunity to go down and kick a field goal to win the game, they rose up and they stopped that shit. God damn, man.